Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to play with Mixed Media Mayhem, and this is the sketch or the page that we're scraplifting from Angelina DeBron. I'm also going to play with my Counterfeit Kit challenge, and so some of the papers that I have up at the top there and the scraps are from my Counterfeit Club. I'm going to scrap this picture of my oldest about 14 years ago. It's not the best picture, but she absolutely loved this jacket, so I want to scrapbook it. So this is the last little piece of that snowflake paper that I have left, and then this other stuff is from my kit as well, and I like to pull in some of the scraps if I can from my scrap bin if it matches the counterfeit kit. So that's what I'm doing with these papers. And in the layout that we're scraplifting, there is a lot of layers. And I struggle with a lot of here, there, and everywhere layers. I don't know why. There's some lovely ladies on YouTube that do an amazing job, and they make it look so easy to do the layers, like Sarah Davies especially. I enjoy watching her layer, and she's just like, here, there it goes. And I love the way it looks. I find it hard. So I am going to faff about with these for a bit, but it is what it is. And you can see like the struggle with the layers for me is actually quite real. So I think maybe I should have just pulled out a few more papers, but I didn't to start with. But it is what it is. I know I'm going to keep that snowflake one, so I'm committing to that one, and I like the pop of this bright pink gives, just because my daughter's jacket has that really bright pink, and I don't want it to become too muted with the colors that I've pulled out. It is a winter layout, and I know the embellishments from the Kit Club are pretty pastel and muted, which matches the base of her jacket, but I want to pull in that bright pink a little bit too. So still faffing about. So I am trying so hard to like just to stick it down. And that would have worked. That would have worked just fine what I had, but I don't know. It was just, that would have worked too. Like, I just was being a bit indecisive, I think. And I liked this piece of scrap, but the white on white I didn't really like. And so, I don't know. I think that was part of my problem, is the white. And then so I had this black piece, and I trimmed the black piece, and then I faff about with the black piece. And I'm going to change the black piece in a little bit, but it's not a super long video, so I left this in because this is definitely part of my process sometimes. Sometimes it's not so difficult. This time, the layers were difficult. So that would have been fine. This would have been fine. I should have just pasted stuff down, but I also knew I wanted to do some mixed media since it's Mixed Media Mayhem underneath. And so maybe I should have set these aside and did that a little bit sooner, but I was thinking of maybe using my dies for those snowflakes, and I do have some of these labels, and so on the layout that we're scraplifting, there is a bit that goes across the picture, so I thought maybe one of these labels would do, so I'm just doing that. Thought about layering that for a brief second, but I wasn't going to work. And then I'm going to look at some of these to see what else I can do. So that little chipboard piece said play outside. This is winter something. And that little one is going to make it on, just not yet. And then so I decided to leave my photo for a second and move up to the top, because there is a layered bit up here, and I know I'll use that tag. I thought about maybe using the packaging, but again, the white on the white wasn't working for me. And then I see this winter. This is gonna be part of my title. It is going to go across my picture. And now I decide this is too much of the pink, so I'm just going to take this down so it's a small layer underneath this part of things. And because I've already trimmed out the middle, it makes it a little harder, but whatever. Layers for me today was definitely a challenge. And then I did like the black, and so I'm looking and thinking, and I want it to pop a little more. I was thinking about other layers, and I just almost done with the layers. Maybe like this. So that I don't mind. I would like a little more of it. And I decide, no, I just want it all the way around. It gives a shadow. It gives some definition between the white and on the snowflake part and the background. And I'm going to do other layering with embellishments, and I can be done with this. So I'm going to use this fun, and I thought it would go on the label, but the label's too small, and I want to use this winter, and so it's going to go like this. Or something like that. So I've got that set up. I know that's what I want to do. Now I'm going to look at doing some stamping. And so I pulled out this stamp set that has 3 different snowflakes in it. It also has die cut or dies to cut it. And I'm not going to, I'm just going to stamp right on my piece of paper. And so I pulled out some of my Color Theory inks. So I'm going to use this aqua kind of one, and the stamp doesn't stamp so great there or here. And I go, oh, I should have this underneath. So this is a tip if you're not getting really good impressions from your stamps, and you know it's not because it's brand new and you've used it. If you put a little fun foam piece underneath, it can help with those impressions, with some of those delicate ones. So, and then I don't have to, these Color Story ones aren't so juicy anymore either, so that makes it a little harder to stamp. But with this fun foam underneath, it's a whole lot easier, and I'm getting a lot better impressions when I do it. So my photo's going to go back there, and I'm like, yep, that's good. I thought about going and grabbing some water and doing some splatters with the ink. And then I was like, oh, I don't have water in here right now. Usually I do have water in that container. And so I'm like, I'm just going to play with putting some embellishments. So that square one that I said was going to get on my page is already on my page. And so it says play outside. I pulled out these sprays. There's 2 vibes and this Heidi Swap Color Shine. So I'm going to use the more aqua-y vibes. And the blue, I decided was too blue. I'm going to use this pinky one. I think it's called Blush, but I could be wrong. And do some splatters with this one. And then I'm going to grab this coral peachy color one. And I really like the way that looks. And I'm going to whack it with my scissors because it wasn't giving the splatters that I wanted. And now I'm going to back my photo with fun foam. And that winter chipboard piece is there, and I'm going to back that as well. So there we go. I'm going to add some glue and get it on. And there we go. And then I'm going to slide my fun underneath my winter. I pulled that one off because I could see the yellow in between the bits for the W, so it still gives it enough support, so it's all good. And then pulling some stuff off of my Hip Kit Club Christmas ones that I have from a couple years, and I'm going to put a hole punch in the tag I made, and I didn't like how small that hole punch was, so I'm going to use a different one. And then I pull some stuff from my color bin. So I pull those really pink hearts because I thought they were cute. I pull this ribbon that's going to go on in a minute, and I pulled this other ribbon that I'm putting through my tag hole, and it's got a really pretty sheen to it, so I like it, and that works well. So I want my tag to add a little bit of a dimension too, so I'm going to put the fun foam on the back of that, and then just makes it easy to tuck things. So there we go. These flowers, I think, look, there's a couple that I'm going to pull. And then here's another tip. So if you're only going to use half of a chipboard piece, cut it in half, because then you can use it in a couple different spots. And so it makes your embellishments go a little bit further, and why not? So this flower is going to go here. I'm going to cut this one in half. Put some more hearts off of these page embellishment sheets. And I'm pulling out this ribbon. I think it came from Studio Calico years and years and years ago, just based on the wax paper bag it was in. And I love the way this looks because it gives me like winter clothing feel with these pom-pommy kind of things. And then I'm just going to slide that snowflake underneath the pom-poms because I pulled it off for a second, and I'm just going to put some other stuff on. So I think that one says "So Chill" for that little one that went on, and then just going to try and audition some stuff here, there, and everywhere because I do want some more layers. And then this piece is on another page somewhere else, and I kept that little cutoff piece because why not? And it's going to go there. I feel like it anchors it a little bit better. Put a couple other layers underneath this black that are chipboard pieces, and I think about what else it needs. So I remembered I pulled out these really bright pink hearts, and so I'm going to get these on. These are either from Studio Calico or Ali Edwards, and I'm going to use all 4 of them up that are in this pink color. So I'm going to put this one underneath the ribbon. I'm going to move the gray one over by this pink heart, and this one that I'm just pulled out now is kind of a funny shape, so I go to put it here, but I'm like, I don't really like that shape, so I'm going to pull the shape that I like better up, but the other one, it gets a little bit hidden underneath the ribbon, but it gives that pop of color. And then I just feel like it needs to be contained a little bit, so I take my ink pad for the pink that I used, and I just ink the edges, and then this page is done already. Thank you so much for watching today. Here are some close-ups. If you liked my video, I would love a thumbs up. If you haven't checked out the other Mixed Media Mayhem ladies, you should do that. And here is a couple other videos to watch. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed, I would love it. Have a great day.